We're going to do things just a little out of order this morning because it's cold in Colorado. 21 degrees right now at 7:30, but we have to get the salad ready for the chickens. So we're going to go outside in the gardens and see how they're doing. Wait till you see what these gardens are doing. Colorado, 21 degrees, and you're going to be amazed. So as a little bit of added mystery, you can see that I finally put up the second tent, and I'll be revealing later what's in there. Let's get some light on this place. I'm going to try to give you a POV view of what I do every morning. Now I have 3 locations that I do this in. 2 of my towers are in this tent and the other one that you just saw in the kitchen. And I just thought I'd show you the benefit of having these tower gardens or any kind of indoor hydroponic garden, because it's been a couple weeks I think since I've shown these. And just look at the growth. So every morning a different tower gets trimmed out, and that's what I feed the chickens. Look at the leaf, I mean super thick, really thick lettuce leaves. So I go through and just pick the bigger ones and then leave the smaller ones to continue to grow, and in a few more days I'll be back to do it again. My spinach, when I grow it in the towers, looks awesome. I have such a hard time with it outside though, because it bolts all the time. And the kale, I mean, just look at it. Let me see if I can get in here and get just one for you. It's absolutely, like, just super healthy. It's amazing. Same as the lettuce, it's really thick. You don't see any signs of disease. It's just a great way to grow greens. Although Butter Crunch is my favorite lettuce to grow in here, I decided to put some of the gourmet variety in here, is what they call it. And then, if you can see back there behind it, look at the yellow in that Swiss chard. On the other side I have a red as well, I'll show you. Oh, no, wait, I have a red down here. Just like the others, look how amazing it is. Plus, this is also the time that if you get any of this yellowing, browning, dying on the edges of the leaves, you just go ahead and pull them off now, and you keep your garden in good health. Come check out this side. This is the Swiss chard I was telling you about, and we've got more of it up here. I really like that red color. We have some more over here on the side too. I've got my big onions growing. We'll be doing a video on that for tomorrow. And actually the tomatoes there in the center are doing pretty good too. This just gives you an idea of the benefits of having these tower gardens and being able to grow inside when it's freezing outside. And then I told you I'd give you a sneak peek of what's in the new tent. So this is that other tent I told you before I got in the deal. The lights are off right now, but I'll turn them on and check it out. I've got all my onions for the giant onion challenge growing down here. I've got some that I up potted already, and now I have my crack key ones in there too. And now it's a little bit later in the day. It just passed noon and it's showing we're 41 degrees outside. So let's take a look at the greenhouse and see how things are doing that are kind of exposed to some elements. And then we'll do a quick run around and I'll show you, is anything alive outside that's growing on its own after these 19, 18 degree nights. So surprisingly, the dinosaur kale, I hear it called dinosaur kale, but that style kale I heard does really well in the super cold. That one got really droopy the other morning once we went into that 20 degree, 19 degree range. And it came back and then we hit it again and now it's kind of staying droopy, but we're right at the point of the day where the sun's going to come over and really beam on it. So I hope it wakes up. Then if you look across, the kale premier's doing really well. Swiss chard's still holding in there good, and that bok choy is kind of flopping, but it's still doing pretty good. And we've got more kale over here on the left side. And then from the younger greens that I planted on the left side of the greenhouse, they all took and they're doing pretty good. The really big bok choy back here in the back is kind of drooping. I'm hoping it's going to come back up or stand back up today. But remember, this is an unheated greenhouse in Colorado almost to January 1st. So there's been no heat in here whatsoever. I run a fan during the day when it's warm outside, and I just crack the door during the day and close it at night. My goal here with doing all this is to try to figure out where the greenhouse strengths are and what works best, especially when you're living in a state like Colorado that really gets cold in the wintertime. Let's take a look out here and see if my outside ones are doing anything. Shockingly enough, it is still alive. Now, the collards back here in the back, they're drooping pretty good today where they weren't drooping as much yesterday. I'm really surprised that the lettuce over here is still doing okay. The dinosaur kales looked a lot better, but it's still alive. And then back here behind it, we're not doing anything with that spinach. You can see the spinach here is dying. Swiss chard's still alive and the bok choy's still alive. Let's go take a look at the square foot gardens. Take a look at what I just caught. We have a bee out here, and it's actually on the flower of the bok choy. I cannot believe that we have a bee out here, especially kind of looks like a young bee. But after having an 18, 19 degree night multiple nights in a row, it just goes to show you that pollinators are still out here. Now this is my uncovered square foot garden. Bok choy's still holding in there. I mean, honestly, so are the collards. Everything's really holding on. Really strange is over here we actually have some rosemary and it's still alive. This one's got partial cover and things are still alive. Honestly, at this point, I'm just hoping to keep it alive until it starts warming up, and then maybe they'll grow into something big. And then my most established bed, the ones that the plants were a little bit bigger, look at this. We actually have a head of broccoli, and the cauliflower in that back corner, it's got the purpling to it, but it's still alive. And really everything else is alive too, so I'm just hoping that it'll hold on and we can baby it through the winter and turn it into something big. Don't go anywhere yet, because here in just a minute I got one of the coolest things ever to show you. You're going to want to see it. But I wanted to touch on, I had a question about me being a Tower Garden affiliate. Now, I've made Tower Garden videos for a really long time. Yes, I am an affiliate. No, I have never collected $1 from them. Haven't been paid $1, and nobody has bought a Tower Garden from my affiliate link yet. I did it because I love the Tower Garden, and you can see why. It's really helping me feed my chickens, but one Tower Garden can produce way more food than what the average family is going to eat, at least in the leafy green side of it through the winter time. Through the summertime is when you can throw some other stuff in there, move it outside if you want to, or in a greenhouse. But they are absolutely amazing, and I'm getting them dialed in, so there's more of those videos to come. Now, come with me to the front porch and let me show you what the wife got me. Take a look at my new yard. Take a look at my new yard ornaments. They're chilies in a band, and of course this one over here has a beer in his hand. The wife says I need to put my logo on that beer mug when we put it out in the yard. And then we got this crazy bobble-headed chicken down here. Look at this thing. When the wind blows, the head goes crazy. And it's actually got some really cool colors to it. I really like the chicken. But the orange chili, I think, is my favorite. That was the one that I really wanted. I just clear coated them so they can go out in the yard and in the garden this next year. There's a company in town that goes down to Mexico and picks these up, and they're all handmade in Mexico, and they have a whole bunch more too, so there's going to be more coming. But I definitely think that's some of the coolest yard art out there. So do me a favor, if you ever decide to invest in a Tower Garden, use my link below. That'll give me credit for it. I honestly don't even know how much I would make off of it because I haven't sold one yet. But up until January 4th or 6th, I'll double check it and I'll print it down below. If at checkout, if you type in Hello26, you'll get an additional $75 off. So you can't beat that. You'll save a little bit of money. Hopefully I saved you a little bit of money. And always remember, you don't have to be a prepper to be prepared. and I will see you on the next one.